So we just watched a Brains On episode of sandwiches. And so we're going to put the link in the description down below. Be sure to like it, subscribe, turn on post notifications to live a good life, and watch the video and the link in the description, and write down your top 3 facts or more. Just do some bonus ones. Do your write down the facts, sort them out, and compare them with ours.
Yeah, so maybe pause the video now. Go listen to that. It's actually a forever ago episode, but it's by Brains On. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Maybe it's like Marvel is Disney.
Yeah, I think it is exactly like that. Okay, so you got your top 3. Hopefully, whoever's watching this, you guys have your top 3.
Yep.
I got my top 3. Let's do this.
Yeah, so you start this time.
You want me to start?
Yeah.
Ah, cool. I get to start first this time. So my number 3 is that the first sandwich was possibly made by Hillel in 110 BC, but his credit for it was denied. He doesn't get credit for doing the first sandwich. Somebody else gets that credit often.
My number 3 is a burrito. It's not a sandwich.
Legally not a sandwich, right? Yeah.
And guys,
pretty interesting.
So the people said a hot dog is a sandwich, but technically it's not a sandwich.
You wouldn't include a hot dog as a sandwich.
It's not a sandwich. It's wrong.
Do you feel like for something to be a sandwich, the thing in the middle has to be cold?
No.
Not hot?
No. There has to be meat in the middle. And no, with hot dog, it's a different type of bread. It needs to be square bread on top for it to be a sandwich. It needs to be square bread. Hot dog bread is like oval bread.
So if something's oval shaped, just get out of here. You're not a sandwich.
Yeah. But if something square shaped bread and stuff in the middle, then it's a sandwich.
I always love it how once you sort of think about defining something, it gets more and more interesting. Like, what do we classify as a sandwich? How do we determine, like, if somebody rounded the corners on that bread, would it still be a sandwich? And you think, like, well, if it's like a peanut butter jelly sandwich and somebody didn't like the crust, so they, like, took the crust around it, it's still pretty much a sandwich. So, like, where's that defining line? Defining things is crazy important, but it also leads to interesting things. All right. So my number 2 is the same as your number 3. Apparently, I thought this was a little bit more interesting. And I remembered it a little bit differently. In Massachusetts, a burrito is legally not a sandwich. It like went to court, but it's
who put the court?
I don't know. That would be an interesting thing to look up.
Like, I think I did
what
that.
Exactly was this court case?
I did that.
Either way, its sandwich citizenship was denied.
Yeah.
It tried to sneak in. Yeah. I'm one of you guys. No, burrito.
Come over here. A muggle tried to sneak into Hogwarts.
Yeah, come over here, burrito. Let's see your sandwich citizenship card.
How is a hot dog a sandwich? I don't know. Hot dogs aren't a sandwich. I don't believe it. It's like false information.
All right, you're number 2.
So they banned sliced bread, but it only lasts for 2 months. They're like, we're gonna ban sliced bread, but then it only lasted for 2 months, so because they needed it, they created it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, this one. So let's talk about that in a couple seconds. My number 1, which apparently I thought was more interesting than you. My number 1 was that sliced bread was banned in 1941, but the ban only lasted 2 months. That ban was
unbanned.
Denied. Unbanned. Sounds kind of like a word.
Unbandated.
Yeah, so they tried to do it because of rationing, because of World War II, but everybody complained. They didn't follow along, right?
Yeah.
We're here supposed to be fighting for freedom, and you're going to tell us we can't have sliced bread? Think again, Roosevelt.
Looking at me.
All right, so what was your number 1? What exactly did you think was more interesting than that?
My number 1 was, so guys, so if you remember the 3 thing, like cheese strings, peanut butter sandwich, and ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
My number one was ice cream was the first because it needs a fridge to do it, so that doesn't make any sense.
Wait a minute. Your number one was what?
My number one was that out of the three things, ice cream was the first to be invented out of the three things.
Okay, so you were surprised that ice cream was the
I
first?
thought it was gonna be the last.
Yeah, ice cream was not ice cream, but the ice cream sandwich was invented in New York
I love ice cream sandwiches, guys.
in 1889. Originally, they tried to sell it for 2 cents, but soon after, the price was reduced to 1 cent.
Yeah.
1 cent for an ice cream sandwich. I wonder how big it was.
Oh yeah, a
Was it
long
like
time
a
ago.
bite-sized sandwich or what?
But yeah, if you like ice cream sandwiches, then like the video.
Yeah, I so wish we could do comments.
Yeah.
We're going to do something to get comments one day. Either way, like shout it really loud, whatever you got. Or if you're watching this with a parent or friend, just talk with them about it and say, my number one was different. So you had a throwaway one. Let me see if I had a...
How do you know I have a throwaway one?
Don't you have a throwaway one?
I do.
All right, so let's do a throwaway. My throwaway one was, or is, do you know what it was?
Yep.
My throwaway one was that the peanut butter and jelly sandwich was invented, or at least the first known recipe of it was in 1901 by Julia Chandler, right? Great last name there. Not that it's my last name. Hopefully nobody gets that idea, but that's pretty cool. Was that your number one? Or that was your throwaway? Yeah, that was pretty cool. We both would have thought that peanut butter and jelly sandwiches went way back, right?
My hair's like spiking up. How does that happen? It like naturally happens.
And your hair is spiking up. All right.
Yep. So anyway, let's wrap the video up. So, yeah. If you like ice cream sandwiches, be a good person.